What's up, gamers? Hope you guys are all having a great day today, just full of so much positivity and happiness, dude. Because just when you think Microsoft might be kind of getting their shit together, you know, they had a decent showcase for the Xbox Game Showcase back in June. Things were starting to look up, you know, the hardcore fan base was a little excited for the first time in a long time after a very long string of bad news after bad news. And well, Microsoft just a month later decided, you know, we need to put a stop to that right now and get everybody talking doom and gloom once again, because they decided today to announce that Xbox Game Pass would be getting a price increase in the very near future. Now, this is something that I actually said would probably happen a few months back. I don't think this was unexpected. If anyone has been following the current state of Game Pass, it's kind of been hovering around the 20 to 24 million sub mark for the last several years. It's kind of stagnated completely, and after spending $70 billion on Activision Blizzard, there is 0% chance that they were just going to put the games into Game Pass at the current price. Like, I think everybody expected the price increase to come, but regardless, it just makes the value proposition offered by Game Pass, I think, less and less appealing every single time this happens, and I don't think this is going to help their stagnating numbers at all in the slightest. But let's go ahead and break this shit down and go through the very confusing new layout for all the various new Game Pass subscription tiers. Now, let's go ahead and try to make some sense of this, because this gets very confusing very quickly. So first off, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, the price will be increasing to $20 a month or $240 a year. What is included with this does not change. You're going to get Xbox Live Gold, you're going to get console Game Pass, you're going to get PC Game Pass, and you're going to get day one releases. So $240 a year now for Game Pass Ultimate. Next up is PC Game Pass, increasing to $12 a month or $144 a year. Nothing changes on that front. You're still getting the entire PC Game Pass library, as well as day one releases on Xbox Game Pass for PC. Next up, we have Xbox Game Pass Core. The annual subscription pricing is increasing from $60 to $75 a year, so a 25% increase. So even if you don't care about Game Pass at all, you're still getting dicked down to a certain degree, because you're going to have to pay more to play the games that you already paid for online. So yeah, even if you don't care about Game Pass at all, you're going to have to pay more every single year just to play online at this point. So just a nice little cherry on top here of this shit sundae. But moving on from that, we have Xbox Game Pass Console, which is the existing console subscription to Game Pass, which does not include online multiplayer. That will no longer be available to new subscribers. So if you have an existing subscription in this tier, you'll be able to keep it so long as you have auto renew on. But if you let that membership lapse, or if you don't currently have it, that will no longer be accessible to you. But the price point of that will remain at $10.99 a month until further notice. And then on top of that, they're adding a new Xbox Game Pass standard tier, which this is by far the worst value I think I've ever seen Microsoft try to shove down people's throat. But it's launching in September and includes Xbox back catalog, but doesn't include day one games. It's priced at $15 a month or $180 per year, and it includes Xbox Live Gold, but it won't include Xbox Cloud Gaming or day one releases or PC Game Pass. So you're not really saving any money here. This is like the worst subscription tier I think I've seen offered by any of the major, I guess, console manufacturers at this point. Like, that is an absolute ripoff. $15 a month. You only get the old Game Pass games, no day one releases. Yeah, you get Xbox Live Gold included with it. Woohoo. Like, you shouldn't even have to be paying for that shit anyway, because on PC you don't have to pay for it. But yeah, just think about that. For Xbox Game Pass on PC, you get day one releases and the entire Game Pass catalog for $12 a month. But if you just so happen to be a console user, you have to pay $15 a month to get access to online multiplayer and the back catalog of Xbox games, but no new release titles on day one. So quite literally, they are charging Xbox console users an additional $8 a month to access the same features that PC Game Pass gets. So they are really really giving Xbox owners the shaft with this update, and overall, this is not a good look. The way they structured this pricing is super confusing. There's going to be a ton of people who get Xbox Game Pass Standard thinking they're going to get all the games day one because that's what the marketing material says, and they're going to be either disappointed, demanding refunds, or they're just going to be very angry overall. I don't really understand what the fucking point of this is. Like, day one releases is the entire point of Game Pass. Like, imagine getting a Netflix subscription and you can only watch shit that's been on there for 2 years or more. Like, that's just a horrible idea. I really don't understand what the appeal of the subscription tier is whatsoever, but I can't really say the price increase was unexpected, even though, you know, just to throw in a little lies of Phil here and there, because, you know, we love to touch on those. During the Activision Blizzard court case, he specifically stated that buying Activision Blizzard would not result in an increase in price on Xbox Game Pass, but since he made that statement, they have increased the price not only once, but twice, so that aged like a glass of milk in the summer sun. But, you know, I really don't understand what this, like, mentality is with Microsoft in a lot of cases, bro. Not only is no one going to be happy about a price increase, but the way they implemented this, it made it super confusing and took away options and replaced those options with even shittier options is just really dumb, bro. Like, they just really don't know how to manage this type of stuff. They have a PR problem from the top down, and the way they just kind of like dropped this out of nowhere with no clear explanation. I think the showcase would have been the time to get on stage and actually break this down in an understandable format and then use Call of Duty as the justification. But yeah, the rollout of this I think is going to be very confusing. That Xbox Game Pass Standard tier is an absolute ripoff. I would avoid that shit like the fucking plague personally. But overall, man, I really fail to see the value here. I think we're getting to a point now where $240 a year for Game Pass is not really providing the value that it once did at $180 a year. I think we're getting into the territory now where you're probably just better off buying the games that you're interested in, unless you're one of those people that is dead set on playing every single Microsoft first-party title that releases. I mean, if you're one of those people, then that's fine, but I think for the average consumer, I think we're almost at that point where people are going to get, like, priced out of this thing at this point. But it's because the Game Pass subscription numbers are stagnating. They spent $70 billion on a new acquisition with Activision Blizzard, and they need to find a way to make money. And if sales aren't going up, you have to increase prices to, you know, capitalize more revenue on the people who are already paying for your stuff. So, you know, it's kind of a vicious cycle. And the way I also kind of look at this too is because they're including Call of Duty and Game Pass, which is no doubt going to cause a massive drop in revenue on the Activision side of their business. I mean, look at this $3 per month increase is basically $36, which is about the equivalent of probably what the average copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will sell for. So if you're a Game Pass subscriber, this price increase basically pays for your copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, whether you download it or not. So that's the way I kind of look at it, is they're using Black Ops 6 to justify this price increase because the extra $36 basically offsets the loss of the sale of the copy that they otherwise might have gotten if it wasn't in Game Pass. So essentially, they're forcing all Game Pass subscribers to indirectly purchase Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and disguising it as a price increase, which I think is actually kind of smart, man. Like, it's a good thing to do optically. Now, raising prices is never a good thing to do optically, in my opinion, but just making it look like a general price increase rather than a direct impact of Call of Duty coming to Game Pass, I think was the wise move. But overall, man, I don't really know. I think it's very interesting. I don't think this will be the last price increase. I think in the next 6 months, if the numbers do not dramatically change as a result of Call of Duty launching into Game Pass, I think we are probably going to be facing another price increase very soon, especially as console sales continue to fall off for Microsoft. They're now trailing behind the Xbox One by 12% compared to last generation at the same point in this current Xbox Series generation. So things are not looking good for the Xbox brand, especially on the console side. And Game Pass is definitely correlated to console sales. So if consoles aren't selling and they're not moving units in that front, they're not moving Game Pass subscriptions either. So I think Call of Duty is the final kind of like boil the frog moment before they just crank up the fucking heat. I don't think this is going to be the last Game Pass price increase we see in the very near future. I think in the next year or so, we are definitely going to see these prices move further and further up. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this entire price price increase drama in the comments section below. Do you think it's justified? Do you think it's getting too expensive at this point? Are you one of those people who would rather just own their games instead? You know, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and make sure to hit the like button if you did enjoy. And as always, I do want to thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to check out this video, and for all the recent support as well. You guys are the fucking best, and I will catch you guys next time.